Everything that's said in this video is all entertainment purposes only and alleged. Hey, this is Chanel Lass, and this is the start of my mini podcast on YouTube. So in this video, we're going to talk about essays and DVs and just pretty much everything that has to do in that category. So if you are a victim of essay, just know you're not alone. And I also want to say trigger warning. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. If you have a soft stomach, if you feel a type of way about this subject, please just keep on scrolling. This is not for you, obviously. So let's get started. So in my first episode of my mini podcast, I wanted to talk about, of course, Madeline Soto. That case really hit so close to home. It hit so close to home because I am in the state of Florida, and I remember doing some arrangements for my niece's birthday, and I remember seeing the story just pop up on the news, and I was literally praying that that little girl will be found safe. The mother just seems so weird to me since the beginning, and I've always felt that the mother was something, like she was involved, in my opinion. You know, something about her, right, that just caught my attention. And I've always said to everybody that I talk to, the mother has something to do with it. I don't know why. So if that little girl ends up unalive or whatever happens, the mother definitely knew everything that happened to that little girl. And sure enough, you know, the little girl was found dead. Stepfather, or, well, he's not really a stepfather, but that's what the mother claimed. He's in jail right now waiting for trial, I guess, if it goes to trial, unless he takes a plea bargain. And it's just weird because as this is going on, so is the Diddy thing happening, right? And then there was another conspiracy about the Santa Claus guy in Florida that actually lived in the same pathway that the Stephen Stearns took Madeline's body, allegedly, to the site. And as time is progressing, we are learning so much about this case, and it's unfortunately, but this case is getting a lot of news outlet. But even with the news outlet that it's getting, unfortunately, not a lot of people do know about this case, and it's sad. Being a person that has been essay when she was a young child, and knowing about other people that has been essay as a young child can really fuck your psyches up as an adult. And it can fuck you up in a way where when you have children, your mind is like constantly negative and you don't trust nobody. And this is not talking about everyone in per se. This is just talking about, you know, people that, you know, dealt with the essay and have moved on from it. There's people that have not moved on from it, and I do not judge you, but if you need help, just get help. But I'm talking about from my perspective as a mother, as a sister, as a niece, as a daughter, as an aunt. You know, in that perspective, you know, when you're around little children, you're trying to protect them from these type of situations, and you kind of know the fucking signs from the get-go. You know the signs. You know that something ain't right, you know, and you know from a physiologically standpoint, I don't know if I said that word correctly, but psychologically, you know that children do give you signs that something ain't right. And sometimes kids come to you and they're like, yo, this person makes me feel very fucking uncomfortable. You know, kids tell you, you know, like, hey, this person makes me feel uncomfortable. Save me from them. And as a parent, you know, some parents are just so oblivious, you know, to the fact that maybe their child is lying. You know, they're so naive. They're like, well, maybe my child is lying to me. Maybe my child is not saying the truth. Maybe my child just doesn't want to be with that person. It's just being clingy. But that's honestly 9 times out of 10, your child is fucking telling you like, hey, this person makes me fucking feel uncomfortable, mom. Help me. Save me. Save me from this person, you know? And from a person that has gone through that and known people that's gone through that, you know, as you get older, it fucks with your relationships. It messes with even going to school. It messes with body image and confidence and how you see yourself. And when you become a parent, it really messes with your psyche, because you can't trust everybody with your kid. And, you know, you are in a way like overprotecting your child because you don't want your child to go through that, you know? And unfortunately, it's sad that we do see parents that don't pay attention to their children, whether it's a SA situation or a DV situation, because mind you, that somebody can do not only that type of harm to your kid in a SA point of view, and they can become, you know, that person is a PDF file, but you just, you know, you just didn't care to, or you just was naive about it, you know, in that perspective. But there's also situations that, you know, the kid actually goes through these things and they tell the parent, you know, they give the parent signs and they say comments and stuff, and the parent's like, nothing's gonna happen. And it can be in a point of view where that child, maybe it's not from that SEXUALLY standpoint, but it can be from a physical standpoint, physically, mentally. And it's sad, and I know I've said that a lot in this video, but it's unfortunately that we have parents that their kids are mentally going through some kind of abuse, you know, and the parents is like, oh, they'll toughen up, you know, oh yeah, they'll toughen up until they become an adult, and then they do the same thing to somebody else, or they don't know how to have that social communication with another human being because they've been talked down their whole lives, you know, or they commit SUCID, you know, unfortunately. So in this perspective, in my alleged opinion, this is like a broad, you know, conversation and a broad point of view, and everybody's situation is different, and everybody's standpoint is different, and everybody's life is different. But from a parent to another parent, regardless of your sex, these signs are so visible. It's fucking crazy, you know. And it can be from the simplest thing as your child screaming out of nowhere, you know, wanting attention or scared to be alone, or they start urinating in themselves, or they're afraid to ask you. They just feel so afraid to ask you. It can be that way. I mean, there was one time I literally ran away from the bus stop. I went to another bus stop. I literally like, and that should have been clear signs to my parents, like something ain't fucking right, you know. But you know, that's in the past. But that's just giving you an example what kids do. Like, I literally got into a different bus because I did not want to go to that fucking house. I did not want to go to that family member's house. And mind you, and I want to say this, that people think that PDF files are just male, and that's a fucking lie. PDF files are females too, and there's a lot of fucking females that are PDF files. My PDF file, one of the first ones was a fucking female. It was a cousin. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily have to come from a male. You know what I'm saying? And then it was a male, or, you know, but it can come from either sex. It doesn't have to be just one sex, is what I'm saying. So there's always signs. There's always signs. And if you feel like your child, something ain't right, just do what you got to do to change the location of your child. I know a lot of parents be so used to, oh, I just don't want to be alone. And, you know, if they're with a partner that actually does these things to these children, because we're in a stone age, unfortunately, that it comes for either sex. It can be a girlfriend doing it. It can be a boyfriend doing it. It can be a stepmom. It can be a stepdad. It can be a bio mom. It can be a bio dad. It can be from a grandma. It can be from a grandpa. It can be from an uncle. It don't fucking matter. It can be from fucking anybody. But the point is that people love to be accustomed, like they're used to being with that person, or they need that person. There's so many fucking resources. There's so many fucking resources. It is crazy how many resources we have. And I am not talking about DCF. There's so many resources. You know, and it's unfortunate that people actually stay in these relationships and their excuses, I don't want to be alone. It's just, you know, that person is going to change. Listen. People show you who they are the first time around. That's just how it is. There's no changing that. You just adjust to who they are. So with that being said, wishing all of you guys a good night. And I hope you like this video.